So a couple weeks ago, I teased that I would make a follow-up video about Taylor Swift and her failed allyship. And I have made that video. I've made about 10 of those videos, and they're all sitting in my drafts because they're all just not quite what I want to say. And because this isn't necessarily about the individual, I think it's about our collective society. What I want to draw your attention to is the portion of Taylor Swift's fans that are called gaylers. There is a portion of Taylor Swift's fans that believe that she has dated women, that she, there's varying degrees of how they think she identifies now, but that she drops like queer hints in her art. And they do a lot of like lyrical analysis over in that corner of the fandom. And they give, if Taylor is straight, the depth that the gaylers give her art is worth never saying I'm straight. Because if she's not gay, and all of those theories are just them seeing meaning where there is none, anyway. So the gaylers often get comments like, you should go yourself. You should be locked up in an asylum. You guys are Delulu. During the Red era, Taylor Swift said in an interview when asked what kind of people she likes to date, she says, oh, you try dating him, you try dating her.
Ninguno en concreto, pero no sé, la verdad es que
I don't know. I think in our 20s,
no se me ocurre. Cuando tienes 20 y pocos, la verdad es que dices, bueno, vamos a probar este o vamos a probar aquel. Y vamos a probar.
She's making out with Carly Kloss a few years later. It's actually not delusional to think that she's had a phase. She gave it the college try at the very least. And if you gave it the college try, you're not fully straight. I'm so sorry. I know you guys love to be like, well, I made out with my college roommate and I'm not gay. I believe you. But making out with girls isn't quite straight either, is it, boo? That's for you and your therapist. So these comments that the gaylers get are rooted in such obvious homophobia that I'm surprised we have to talk about it. But here it is. Homophobia tells the myth that queer people, that gay people, that people who don't adhere to this traditional marriage that's not even traditional, that if you want to step outside of that norm in any way, you suffer from a mental illness, that you should be locked up in insane asylums, which were really just torture chambers, that they should be killed, they should be euthanized, they should be, what's the one where you take away their ability, sterilized? And people are just saying that to queer people because they had the audacity to call Taylor Swift gay. Meanwhile, we can make AI-generated Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce babies. We can make AI-generated Taylor Swift at her wedding pictures. We can theorize all day about the straight relationships. But the second you theorize about a gay relationship, now you're doing Taylor Swift harm. And she says nothing, even though she tells us time and time again, I pay attention to what goes on in my fandom. So the spaces that she has the ability and the authority to curate and make a safe space, she does not do that for her queer fans. She does not say, knock it the fuck off. I've never said I'm straight and I've never said I'm gay. Theorizing about her relationships is part of the game, and to pretend like it isn't, I think makes you disingenuous. Because I've followed Taylor Swift for a long time, and the Easter eggs are often about her relationships. She does these PR relationships every time she drops an album. And some of them might be real. I don't really know or care. What I do care about is the fact that all of a sudden it's not okay to theorize because the gay people joined in. And it's just endlessly a bummer that it's like, why is gay bad to you? And Knitting Cult Lady made a video talking about how purity culture and Taylor Swift's fandom is like a whole thing, right? But purity culture and homophobia are also paired together. And so it really clicked into place for me. Oh, they need her to be straight because that's a part of her pure image. Because the myth that women loving women relationships is for men's pleasure and sexuality, and that is slutty or whatever, right? That's bad. The fact that these relationships are sexualized and only reduced down to one very small aspect of a relationship, sex, that all is reflected in this need for Taylor to be straight. And if you are a woman and you are internalizing homophobia, but out here telling us that you stand against the patriarchy, purity culture is the patriarchy. Homophobia is the patriarchy. So can we just try to leave your Delulu comments in the journal? And by the way, to think you know anything about Taylor Swift's life is delusional in itself, because we're seeing how celebrity PR works. It's just planted stories that you guys bought hook, line, and sinker. So, okay. Anyway, go to therapy. Bye.